Hello Aries, welcome to your weekly tarot reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is for the week of December 4th through December 10th. Please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. All right, now we're going to find out what is the message coming through, what is the energy, what is the situation that you need the most information about. We're going to see what we can offer you here today. This is for Aries. First card today is a Four of Swords. Okay, so we're going to use that as our starting point. And I feel like there might be some sort of issue that still needs to be resolved with you. There's some kind of, maybe not like an active fight or an active, argument or something, but it's some kind of issue or some kind of a stalemate situation, right? Where you and someone else maybe have just kind of agreed to disagree, right? But we're going to investigate this a little bit more. We have our Dove and Serpent spread set up. We've got our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card, whatever you want to call it. We're not going to look at this one until the very end. And this hopefully is going to, tie the reading together and give us that confirmation that we're looking for, okay? So just taking a quick glance at the cards here, we have just one major arcana card. So there's one kind of saving grace of this entire spread, which we'll get to that major, that major mystery in just a moment. But first we got to take a look at these two. This is kind of the central figures here today are this Four of Swords and the Two of Discs. There is something going on in your physical world, in your physical life, maybe your domestic situation, where it feels like you and someone else are really just giving each other the silent treatment, right? There's some sort of tension in the air. There's some sort of animosity. There's some fight that maybe happened, but now it's just kind of settled into you're not talking to each other, right? Something of that nature. And given some of the rest of the cards here, I almost feel like this is in a romantic situation, or at least a domestic situation where you're very close to this person. It's like you see them every day. Maybe you live with them, but the two of you just aren't talking, right? Nothing's really been resolved. And there's really no attempt to share information, to communicate, to try to get to the bottom of things, right? It's just kind of things have settled into this kind of silent treatment scenario, okay? But I feel like this week things are changing. Something has got to give in this situation. There needs to be an effort to get past this because I don't feel like there's any progress that's going to be made until you and this person get to the bottom of this conflict, okay? And this could be something that maybe has happened a long time ago. It could be literally just, something from the distant past that is still coming between the two of you, okay? But I feel like in order for there to be progress, there needs to be some sort of resolution to this. There needs to be kind of an end to this issue. It needs to be resolved in some way because things are going to change. There's going to be some sort of new set of circumstances in your life that are going to require either you to work with this person, or just in order for you to move on in general, you need to kind of get through this difficulty with them, okay? Because things are changing. Now, this is going to be, because it's a Two of Discs, because this isn't, like a major arcana, like the Wheel of Fortune or something, this change is really going to hinge upon your choices and your decisions, okay? So it could be that you choose to just keep things how they are, just maintain the status quo, and you're not really going to change anything. You're not going to make any moves, make any decisions to try to get this resolved or get to the bottom of this. And if that were to be the case, I feel like in the future, with this Ten of Discs, the communication itself, the relationship, the whole system that you've got going is going to break down. Okay, it's going to really just fall apart because there's no effective communication here. And if this is somebody close to you, if this is a romantic partner, if this is a roommate, if this is a close friend or a family member, things are going to be deteriorating even further if you don't take action now. Okay, so with the Two of Discs here, it's kind of, this is the hinge, right? This is the kind of choice. This is that moment where you have to decide if you're going to try to make some progress, try to clear the air, get some kind of resolution going, or just open up the lines of communication, right? Open up some dialogue. And if you were to do that, I think that, things might have a chance, at least, of going in a positive direction. But should you choose to let this fester, let it linger, and not make any positive steps, not offer an olive branch, let's say, then I see the Ten of Swords really coming into play, and the situation is going to deteriorate, because even non-action, right, even not making a choice, that's still a choice, right? So by refusing to reach out or to be the first one to start the dialogue again, right, you're still making that choice. And I think that's going to lead to this Ten of Swords situation where the entire relationship breaks down. And if this is someone that you're living with or someone that you see every day, now this could be in the workplace too, all right, it could be. But I feel like it is someone that you probably see every day. That relationship is going to deteriorate, and whatever kind of, functioning conflict you have now, whatever kind of like functional system you're in with this person is going to break down further, right? It's really going to deteriorate. And I don't think you want that to happen, because that major arcana card that we said, this is the Sun card. This is at the top of the path of the dove here. This is kind of the light that's shining down on this whole reading, really. I mean, this literally is the sun in the sky. This is at the very top of the spread here. Not only does it shine light on this entire subject, but this is also kind of the reading in a nutshell, the meaning, the major kind of takeaway from this reading. And with this being a sun card, I think there are some things in this relationship that need to be brought to light. Okay? This sun energy really needs to be allowed into the room. You know what I mean? Open the drapes, open the door, open the sunroof, whatever. Let the light in to illuminate these kind of nooks and crannies of this relationship that are just kind of being ignored. It seems like there's some dark corners here that really need to be dealt with. Okay? So I feel like there are some hidden things, there are some dark corners, and those are the areas that need to be brought to light and discussed, and the truth of those things really needs to be brought out, right? So I feel strongly that there are some things that are not being said. There are some facts or some events, I feel, that haven't really been talked about, that haven't been discussed, right? That are still kind of kept in the dark. Okay. But those things need to be brought to light, and I think that's the way that we go from this kind of darkness here, see, on the Two of Discs, up to this more bright and illuminated sphere of energy. Okay? So I think that's how we make that positive change. Okay? Because otherwise it's going to continue to deteriorate, and things are just not going to get any better. In fact, they're going to get worse. So let's focus on that. Okay? Let's really be aware of, the timing here this week is going to be crucial for getting kind of everything out in the open. Everything needs to be brought to the light of day so that they can be discussed and dealt with. And, even if they're negative things, even if they are some things that you don't want to talk about, that this other person doesn't want to talk about, some things are in the dark for a reason, right? But I think with this Sun card, it's really saying, if you want there to be any progress, any movement here, any change in this circumstances, if you want things to get better or improve or make any kind of progress, these things need to be brought to light. Okay. So that is at the top. That's kind of shining a light on everything. So all of these cards here are going to be taken in the context of this kind of illumination, right? Of things really being brought out of the darkness into the light of day. And I feel like you really want things to go that way. You want there to be a positive change. We don't want to go to this Ten of Swords scenario. Okay? we don't want to get there. And with this Ace of Discs, or Ace of Cups, at the bottom of the spread, this is underneath the surface, right? This is down beneath the path of the dove. I think there's a lot of love with this person. There's a lot of love, a lot of affection. You really care about each other. Okay? And so I feel like this has been going on for a while, and it's kind of heartbreaking, right? Because you really do care for this person. You really want there to be a good relationship here. And again, could be a coworker, could be a friend, family member, could be a romantic partner, a roommate, something. Someone that you see often, probably every day, I think. But there's a lot of feelings there. This could be someone that you consider the love of your life. Okay? Ace of Cups here, that's pretty strong feelings. That's a lot of really strong emotions there. But the issue coming from the past is this 10. I think the two of you just have kind of had enough of this certain type of energy. I think maybe there was a lot of love, a lot of seriousness, a lot of commitment, let's say, maybe too quickly. Maybe things got a little overwhelming between the two of you. Maybe there was, the two of you just got really close really fast. And again, could be a coworker, friend, family member. But with the 10 of Cups here, I feel like there's been a little bit too much of something. Okay? And this could be an issue that you're still dealing with from the past, that there was just the nature of your relationship with this person became overwhelming, and whatever these things are that are still in the darkness, could have originated from this feeling, this 10 of Cups feeling. Just being overwhelmed. There being too much of something, maybe too much commitment, too much seriousness, too much time together, too much affection, whatever was too much in this situation, I think, has led to some other things that now aren't being discussed. Okay? And it could be just indeed that this feeling of being overwhelmed is not being discussed. This could be what is being rather kept in the dark, But that's the path of the dove. And so I feel like this is really encapsulating your situation right now. Right? This is kind of what the week is centered on. And I think it needs to be taken care of this week, right? I mean, this is the entire path of the dove was about this relationship, right? Or this sun card, this illumination. Things are going to be brought to light. Okay. It could be, because this is a major arcana card, right? Heavyweight influence. Right? The 19th mystery of the tarot. This could be that these things are going to come to light whether you like it or not. You don't have much choice in the matter, but these things are going to be brought to light. What you do have a choice about is your response to the situation, your actions, your behaviors, and whether you're going to go with the darkness or with the light, whether you're going to go inward and withdraw, or whether you're going to reach out, offer an olive branch, open up a dialogue, make an effort, right? So the 2 of Discs, that's really about your choice, how you're going to respond, how you're going to behave in the situation. This week, as these things are coming to light, right? And remembering that there is still a lot of love here. Still a lot of love, a lot of good feelings with this person. But there was just too much of something in the past. And this is an issue that could originate with you from some time ago, right? Just kind of being smothered, or there just being too much of something. Too much of this kind of, this energy. And it could be something that you are bringing into this relationship, not necessarily something that is originating with this relationship. This could be an issue that you're still carrying from your past, okay? But let's move over to the path of the Serpent now, because we see a couple other interesting things here. The first one is your general energy being this Prince of Discs. I wonder I wonder if the other person in your life isn't an earth sign person. Because seeing this card in this position, you know, this is your general energy, like I said, right? But the Prince of Discs is about the active air element within that earth, okay, within the physical body, within the physical world. So since the Path of the Dove, our original cards here were these swords, right? The kind of current state and the future state that we're trying to avoid, honestly, with the Ten of Swords there. So there's a lot of air there. And then we're taking the air over here to the Path of the Serpent and talking about this earth sign person and the air quality with them. But this is your general energy, right? So I feel like this person that we're talking about, I feel like they're an earth sign person. That may not be so, but that's the feeling I'm getting right now. And I feel like they really want to communicate with you. Like they really want to resolve this as well. It's probably the two of you both probably really want to like reconcile. But you're both just too damn stubborn to make the first move. Right? So I feel like your general energy right now is pretty much the same as theirs, which is this stubbornness, this a lot of love, a lot of intention and desire to reconcile and to patch things up or to have this discussion, bring these things to light and bring them out in the open. But there's that stubbornness that we get with the earth sign, the earth energy. And I wonder if you might even have an earth sign rising in your chart. Maybe your ascending sign is an earth sign. But I feel like there's some heavy earth energy here, and that's manifesting, at least in my feelings, as a stubbornness, right? And the two of you, just so damn stubborn, no one's going to make that first move. No one's going to be the one to initiate the dialogue. All right? And that's the general energy that I'm feeling right now. Now, the next card is also a court card, and this is a Queen of Wands. This is that really fiery but kind of unpredictable energy, right? And this is the position of your relationship, the nature of how you are relating to this person. And so I feel like maybe the two of you have tried to bring these things to light before. You've tried to have these conversations, and it just ends in like bickering and name calling and pettiness, and you know what I mean? Just some like immature fighting, really, arguing. So I do think that there may have been this attempt in the past, and it's never really ended well, right? It's ended with just like yelling and name calling. And perhaps that is why there is this kind of stalemate now. Maybe you've tried this a few times, and it's just the two of you just kind of lose your tempers, and it's just like just yelling, right? Nothing productive. So there's kind of been this unspoken agreement to just let sleeping dogs lie, just call a truce, a ceasefire, just not even going to talk to you, right? So this could be why we're seeing the Four of Swords here as the very first card that came out, kind of saying like, look, this is the stalemate we're in now. This is the situation. There's this like silent game going on. And I think it's because there's been these attempts made before that have just turned to, yelling, fighting, conflict, friction. And nothing productive has really come out of that. But I think that it is very important for these things to come to light and for you to make the choices that are going to avoid the complete breakdown of this relationship. Because there is a lot of love there, and things are going to come to light on their own, right? Regardless of your choices, things are going to be brought to the light. Now, the next card that I see is more earth energy. This is Three of Discs, Pentacles. And this is in the position of your concerns, right? What's going to give you that anxiety moving forward? Well, is there going to be the same level of commitment? Is there going to be that acceptance of these facts, whatever it is that's coming to light, okay? Is there going to be an acceptance of that? Is there going to be a willingness to still move ahead with your plans? still kind of rebuild the relationship, but still have the commitment of the mind, the body, the heart, you know, are both of you still going to be all in, right? Because the three of discs is about putting in the work, but it's being fully committed to that work, not half-assing it, right? Not just having one foot in the water, but you're going to be all in, mind, body, and soul, spirit, you know. And I think this is the concern, right? If you guys can get back to this point, if you can get back to being all in, being just wonderfully committed to each other, right? And again, this could be a work associate, okay? This could be a coworker. And this could be, you know, rather than a romantic relationship, a romantic commitment, this could be that business, that professional commitment, you know. If you think about it in those terms, it may seem silly at first, but I think these energies would work very well in the professional sphere. But it seems to me like it's more romantic, okay, or domestic, or, you know, not more personal than professional. But definitely take it how it resonates with you. But I think that is the concern, that is the worry that's going to come up, is if you guys can get back to this fully committed state of your relationship, right? Now, what we see at the end of the Path of the Serpent, not a card that I particularly enjoy talking about, but it's the Eight of Swords, more swords energy, mind you, okay, more air. And this is, you know, it's kind of unfortunate because in the Path of the Dove, we ended with the 10. The 10 of Swords showing a complete breakdown of communication. Complete breakdown of this entire relationship, just not looking good, right? And then at the end of the Path of the Serpent here, we have this Eight of Swords, which is kind of a lot of chaos. It's kind of a lot of sabotage, a lot of trickery, a lot of just really confusing thoughts, really confusing conversations. Okay, so this card could really be indicating that there is going to be, you know, maybe 8 long days and nights of having these very intricate and complex and very thorough discussions. Okay, when these things are brought to light, maybe this is what the two of you need. Maybe the two of you need a lot, just long hours of conversation, lots of long talks, okay, to really hash this out and really get to the bottom of this, really feel like both of you have fully expressed yourselves. Because if there's been this silence for so long, right, this silent treatment, this silent game that we've been playing, if that's been the reality for some time, there might be a lot of stuff stored up that needs to be expressed and released. Okay, so with the Eight of Swords here, this is kind of one of those double-edged swords, right? On the one hand, this might be 8 days and nights of really long, in-depth, involved, complex discussions. This card is also saying, don't get trapped in that kind of mental prison. Don't get trapped in that loop of just talking and talking and talking and talking and talking and nothing being resolved. Okay? So it's at some point there needs to be an escape from all of that conversation. Okay, 8 days and 8 nights is long enough. But there's a tendency with this card to take things to the extreme because the number 8 is also that infinity symbol, right? I forgot what that's actually called. So there's the tendency for this kind of thinking and this discussion to go on and on and on forever, okay? And that's not productive either. I think that in some ways is almost worse than this complete breakdown of the relationship, is to be trapped in this loop for eternity, right? So this has to be kind of taken with a grain of salt. Yeah, there needs to be some long talks, but not forever, right? And at some point there's gotta be just a resolution to things. And that brings us right back to the beginning here with the Four of Swords. This is the resolution. Is there going to be an ending to this silent treatment, right? And with the ending of that silent treatment, there's going to be these infinite discussions. Are you going to go right back to the silent treatment, or is there going to be some sort of ending to this loop? Okay, we're going to take a look at the confirmation card, this mystery card, and see what the result of this this cycle is going to look like. Okay, now I have no idea what this card is. I have my own personal guesses on what it could be, but I think we're just going to look. I think we're just going to reveal. Okay, it's going to be a Four of Cups. Okay, I think that's a good place to start. That's going to be like we're getting back to a baseline emotional state, right? I mean, I don't mean to be negative, but we started with the Four of Swords, right? Which was like a silent treatment, was kind of a stalemate. And we're going to go to this Four of Cups, which is almost like a stalemate, but on the emotional level, right? So it's going to be, there's still going to be some uncertainty there. The way forward in the future is not so clear yet, okay? But the good news is things are going to stabilize. Things are going to settle. There's not going to be this fighting, this kind of anger, this temper. Things are going to be stable, generally good. You're going to get back to a baseline, okay? A bare minimum of calm, affection, love, harmony, real baseline, real basic, just stable, secure, but we don't know the way forward yet because there still is that storm that's lingering in the background of this card, right? So your ship is pretty stable. There's no leaks. It's seaworthy, but there's still that storm very close, and we don't know the way forward yet. Okay. I'm sorry to leave it at that, but we're going to take a little bit of a look in the extended reading. And you can become a member to the channel by clicking on the link down in the description box. You could also buy me a coffee. This was your weekly tarot reading for December 4th through December 10th on Dove and Serpent Tarot, and I will see you next week.